Hello and welcome to day 4 of my content creation vlog for CEDA. Well, I've got a bit of an update for you, and I've got a couple of other things to talk about today. So first of all, with the update, and let me just preface this by saying what Doc always likes to say at the start of his live streams: your excuses are valid, and more to the point, so are mine. So there. What did I do yesterday? Well, I think you'll recall, if you watched the live stream yesterday, that I did lay out all of the different things that I was going to be doing yesterday, which was recording a load of TubeBuddy videos, a load of Discord videos, and hopefully getting all the way through a load of videos for Ecamm so that I had the rest of the week's content planned out. And then today, Monday morning, I would be sitting here thinking, it's all done and sorted. It didn't quite go like that. In fact, it went to pretty much disaster as soon as I got off the live stream. I got off the live stream yesterday morning at 9:30, whatever time it was for me. It's 9 a.m. at Monday morning for me here. So then I went inside, made myself a cup of tea, and let me just clip my earphones on. Made myself a cup of tea, spent some time with the kids, sat down in front of my video, started recording my TubeBuddy video, my first in a series of videos I'm doing. If you are a content creator looking for help with your process and progress on YouTube, TubeBuddy is the thing for you. Just about to launch into a big introduction, and then suddenly I heard as the strimmer, weed whacker, whatever you want to call it, the guy next door decided to start mowing his lawn, as is his right to do so, and a very nice guy he is too. Yeah, I'm so used to recording at like 4 a.m. when it's total silence outside, and obviously previously being in my basement. Here, I'm not used to there being any noise from outside, and suddenly I realized, like, oh yeah, there is actually other people living in the world doing stuff. It took him quite a while, actually. Quite a few hours. It was not just cutting the grass, but then we've got some like big hedges and lots of jungle in Thailand. Stuff just grows all over the place. So yeah, it was pretty much about 6 hours of this going on, and then I I sort of put things on hold for a little while. Went to the coffee shop with my wife, answered a load of comments, caught up with my YouTube channel because I'm really behind with my comments. Did all of that sort of stuff. Came back. Still going on, so went and just spend the rest of the day by the pool with the kids. In fact, my head's looking a little bit more pink than it usually is because I was in the sun most of the day. So it's pretty much what I did yesterday. Nothing, drank some coffee, and went in the pool, sat by the pool, that sort of stuff. I did come to record some videos in the evening though, so I thought, it's all quiet now. I'll get some videos done, and I recorded the first 3 videos in my my TubeBuddy video series. I recorded them, I started making all the thumbnails, started doing stuff with them, and then decided, do you know what, I'm going to do these again. And it's the first time that I've ever done that. I think there's one video that I did before that I didn't put out, but I don't generally just think like, screw it, I'm going to do them again. But that is exactly what I did. So here in YouTube Studio, look, these are the ones that I uploaded yesterday, my 3 TubeBuddy videos. Not too long, 12 minutes, 16 minutes, and 6 minutes. And what I was doing was a series of videos all about TubeBuddy, and I wanted to basically sort of take people through the sort of process of it, understanding what TubeBuddy is, and then all of the different tools, and drilling down into each tool individually in a video. I started doing the videos, and then I kind of felt like I'd got the whole sort of flow of the series wrong. And that is even if you look at the sort of planner that I put up before. There wasn't really a great flow to those videos. So what I've done is I've actually come back to my planner. Here we are. And basically these TubeBuddy videos down here, some of them are still the same and still in the same place. But I've basically just reworked the sort of initial 6 here. And what that meant is, because I've been trying to be very conscious about having one video lead into the next. So, it's actually part of the video that at the end I'm saying, and the next thing we need to do is X, Y, and Z. And here's a video that's going to show you how to do that. I want to make sure these are a series of videos. And so I could have technically just gone and recorded a different ending for them and then edited it in, but my feelings about editing. So I thought, you know what, I'll just actually do it again. It's easier to re-record a 12-minute video than fire up an editor and start faffing about with all that sort of stuff. So that is exactly what I've done this morning. I've actually re-recorded. In fact, I've re-recorded 6 of them now, but I've uploaded the first 3. So that is replacing the videos that I did yesterday. I've not done anything with them in terms of adding any descriptions or thumbnails or anything like that, but they are all in there. And then I've got the other ones done as well for that series, which got me thinking about a series of videos. And so now in my little list, this is the list where I'm tracking like what I've actually done. So I have done these videos here, just not yet uploaded them. I've got all those thumbnails that I made yesterday, and I've made a load of thumbnails for these ones as well. So it's all technically ready to go, just not actually scheduled yet. I've not gone in and put all the descriptions and stuff in. But yeah, it got me thinking about a series of videos, and specifically in playlists. I've got a bit of an issue with these because I'm going to be putting them out the same as I did with my shortcuts series. I'm going to be putting them out where I'm saying, you know, and check out this video next. I want to do it that way because I do want them to appear as a series. So if somebody goes and watches this, you know, the idea is that I can send someone to watch the first video and then they'll go through from one to the next, to the next, to the next. Obviously, you know, the way that people talk about this, where you're linking directly to a specific video and naming a specific video, is when you've got a certain back catalogue, you can just sort of send people off to another popular video. But it's the same way I thought about it with the shortcuts series, is that was taking people on a process almost as if it was like a course, really. So taking them through from step 1 all the way through to step, you know, whatever it happens to be. So I did want to do that as well with this particular thing. So we'll see how this works though, because it's going to mean that like I'm going to put stuff up. Obviously, I'm going to create these videos all in a block in any case. So I did consider, do I just actually make like a little TubeBuddy series of 10 videos or whatever it's going to be? I think it's more than that, actually. I think it's about 15. But do I just make a series of 15 videos and actually just sort of dump them all at once on YouTube as a complete series and say, start here? But then I thought that might just sort of swamp people's timelines. So I'm not really sure about that. I mean, I could obviously just make it as a little mini course and then stick it for sale as a course, but that's not exactly what I'm looking to do with this. It's more about just helping people with their TubeBuddy stuff. So yeah, in a little bit of two minds about this. And obviously they will all be in a playlist. And then this morning, like as if somebody was speaking to me, and the person who was speaking to me was Nick Nimmin. I caught up with part of one of his streams from 2 days ago, where he was talking about series playlists, and I hadn't really even heard of these. So that's what I'm going to just chat about briefly on this stream, because that's what I'm intending to do with it. I didn't know these things existed. So let's go and have a little look at what this is that I'm talking about. If I come into my playlists section, these are all the playlists I've got. I've tried to mention this on a previous stream, actually. I've tried to be more conscious about writing titles for my playlists that make sense, as opposed to just Ecamm Live, Stream Deck. You know, it's learn how to use Ecamm Live for recording, live streaming and business and all that sort of stuff. So it's creating titles and descriptions for the live streams that make more sense for for SEO, but also just people finding them as well. I've still got a couple. I still got one called live streams. I just don't display that on my my page anymore. But yeah, I've tried to be conscious about naming those. One thing that I've always found about the playlists in YouTube is it's a bit weird that you can't actually go and edit them like directly in the YouTube studio. You'd think that you could like click on this little pencil icon and then it would open it up in the YouTube studio, but no, it doesn't. It opens it up in a separate browser window. So and like not in YouTube Studio. It's a bit weird like that. So what that does is, if I come over to here, if I've clicked on a particular playlist, then it's opened up down here. In fact, let me stick it up here because it might be a bit easier to see in this particular window. So here we've got my TubeBuddy playlist, and as you can see, this is all the menu from the side of YouTube as opposed to YouTube Studio. So yeah, it just seems a little bit weird to me that it doesn't open up in YouTube Studio. So this is where you can come and edit obviously the title, the description. You can shuffle playlist and share it, so you can have it so that it shuffles. And then you can change the description. The thing that I hadn't noticed before is, or I hadn't clicked on it, so I'm usually one for click all of the buttons. But yeah, it is weird, isn't it? It doesn't make sense to me, that doesn't, Keely, the fact that it's opened in a different browser. But anyway, these three little buttons just here, if you click on this one, you can add videos, you can add all to another playlist. Collaborate, that means share it with somebody, delete playlist. But there's this one here, playlist settings, and I'd never clicked this one before. And there's a couple of options here. So allow embedding if you want to be able to embed it. Add new videos to top of playlist. I tell you what I've been doing for the longest time is if I have not touched a playlist for a while and it's got some weird video at the top that's like a really old video or something, I've been coming in here because you can actually organize your playlist by dragging things around, and so I'd just drag something that was a later video up to the top. But if you want it so that the latest videos are always at the top, then that's where you do this. You come into playlist settings and you toggle this one, add new videos to top of playlist. Yeah, I just didn't know that was there. I was this days old when I found that out. But there's this one here, which is the one that I want to just mention. And this is the one that Nick talked about in his stream yesterday, 2 days ago, that I just watched this morning, like 2 hours ago. And that is set as official series for this playlist. What that's going to do is that's going to make this playlist as a series, and it's meaning that rather than it just being a sort of grouping, a collection of videos, it's going to be rather that this is intended to be a series of videos. So for example, I'm doing a TubeBuddy series of videos. The idea is that it is the sort of complete guide to TubeBuddy. I want it to be a self-contained series, as opposed to my Ecamm Live videos where I've got 80 videos that are randomly about different features of Ecamm Live. It's not intended to be, watched from beginning to end. In fact, some of them are technically a little bit out of date, so they wouldn't actually work together in any case. So my Ecamm Live playlist is a playlist, but my Stream Deck playlist, I've got ones in there that include videos that are potentially Ecamm Live videos, but I talk about Stream Deck, so they also feature in the Stream Deck playlist as well. And the videos can appear in multiple playlists. The difference with this one, when you set as official series for a playlist, the videos won't then appear in multiple different playlists. It's literally just for creating a curated list of videos. That's all there is to say about it. But I didn't know it existed, and so that's what I will be doing with my my TubeBuddy playlist, and that's also then what I'm going to do with this one, because this is my TubeBuddy playlist at the moment. Actually, a lot of these are shorts. And so I might just put those rather than being in this specific, TubeBuddy, or this, I could make a separate playlist called, like Beginner's Guide to TubeBuddy or Complete Guide to TubeBuddy or something like that. What Nick was also saying is there's a little bit of, SEO goes on here. Not necessarily, the SEO is the wrong word actually, but with TubeBuddy, it will, with YouTube, if these things are in a playlist, it is apparently more likely to recommend one of the other videos in this playlist to people who have watched some of them, if you get what I mean. So if somebody has watched some of the series or some videos within the series, it will know to recommend the the next one to it, or other ones within the series that it has that people haven't watched as well. So I just thought that was really interesting, and I had no idea it was there, and shame on me for not clicking the little 3 dots and clicking on playlist settings. I think that probably the reason why I haven't dug into this so much is because it feels like it's separate from YouTube Studio, so never really got into it. So let's have a little look at this, which what you're saying, Keely. Does sort do that as well? That's how I keep mine chronological. I guess so. Let me have a little look. So sort, where's sort? Actually, where is sort? Whoops a daisy. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. Where is the sort function? Oh, sorry, up at the top. Looking in the wrong place. Duh. Sort date added newest. I suppose it would, wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh, there you go. I guess it would do that. Now, does that then maintain it? I suppose it must do. Yeah, it must do that, mustn't it? Well, there's something else I wasn't doing either. So you can tell I've been neglecting my playlist, can't you? Let's have a little look. And just for creating things, I immediately thought of Carly as well, where she's doing her, the sort of 30-day program that she's doing as for CEDA, that it would work for that too. Let's have a little look. So how does a series playlists get organized differently from an ordinary one? I don't know. Well, what I'll do is let me come in here. If I'll just actually convert this one. Hey, Paul, great to see you. I've still not caught up, by the way, with your, and I've not caught up with your video from yesterday, but I'll be watching it straight after this. And if you watch the beginning of this one, you'll know I've got no excuse either because I did nothing yesterday, almost. So let's have a little look. So coming in here, we're looking at creating series playlists. Just get rid of that comment a second. And playlist settings. So if I convert this one now to a series and do done, I'm guessing it would be just the same sorting. It's just that it is treated as a series now rather than a individual sort of a grouping. Let me just have a quick look over in my regular thing. I'm just seeing if it actually shows up any differently. It doesn't appear that it makes any sort of visible change as such. Set as official series. Yeah, it doesn't seem to make any particular change as such to the way that it is displayed, which is another weird thing. So if I come back to YouTube Studio, you would think that there'd be something to sort of signify that this was a distinct, different thing. But I'm just looking. It is not necessarily showing me anything different to the to how it was before. It's just that it is treated differently, and it is YouTube treats it differently as well. So no, I mean with this, the one that I'm doing for my TubeBuddy, then what I will do is I'll go through and I will just be putting these in order. So yeah, we'll have to see about that. Hello, Bishop Donald Oliver, great to see you here. Another one of the Ecamm family. I know it's the Ecammily. I like that actually. Ecamm fam. It's got a nice ring to it. That has the Ecammily. Great. So this is the answer. This is answering my question. Let's have a quick look at this. I probably shouldn't be just doing this right here and now. Series playlist. As an official set of videos that should be viewed together, adding videos to a series playlist allows other videos to in the playlist to be featured and recommended when someone is viewing the video in the series. Yeah, so that was this part here as well. YouTube may use this to modify how the videos are presented and discovered. That was it. So the video cannot appear in more than one series playlist. It can appear in multiple different playlists, though, I see. So I was wondering why it hadn't disappeared from one of my other playlists. But so you can have videos that are in a series appearing in just a regular playlist, but what they can't do is appear in multiple series playlists. I see. And in that case, only videos that are uploaded by you have the right to be added to a series. So yeah, whereas with regular playlists, you can group obviously other people's videos together and things like that. Hey, that's just giving me a thought, actually. Yeah, I'm just thinking aloud there. But yeah, that's what that's about. So yeah, it doesn't change how it appears on your thing, but apparently it does have some weight in terms of how they'll recommend the videos to other people. And so for exactly what I'm doing, really, it's how it should be done. So where I'm doing this TubeBuddy series, then this would definitely be the way to go for that. So that is where I'm up to in terms of my progress yesterday, and I am further ahead than I was yesterday, but only because I've done some more work this morning. Yesterday, basically, all I did was make 3 videos, and I've remade them this morning. So there we go. I was also thinking about because of these videos being sort of leading one into another. This thing of me like ending the video with, and next up we're going to be talking about this, knowing that for the first few hours at least, or 24 hours, that other video isn't going to be there. It doesn't really sit right with me. I don't know quite what the solution to that is. I did wonder about sort of completely changing up my schedule, and instead of me sort of posting, this idea of like a group of, TubeBuddies are videos are every day at 5. These ones are every day at this time. I wondered about just putting them all out consecutively. So like I'm going to have like, the next 10 videos I do are all TubeBuddy videos. The idea of mixing it up was just so that people are still seeing some other content. If they're not interested in TubeBuddy, they don't just see like a whole stream of, 3 TubeBuddy videos a day for 5 days and then be thinking like, this is just totally not what I'm interested in, unsubscribe. That was my thought process behind that, of kind of keeping a mix throughout the day. So I don't know what everyone else's thoughts are on that, whether it's best to just sort of do them all consecutively, TubeBuddy videos, Ecamm videos, Discord videos, Stream Deck, all that sort of stuff, or whether to keep it like this, sort of mixed up throughout the time. And yeah, this thing about leading into a video that doesn't exist yet is because it's the loyal people who are there ready to watch my videos as soon as they come out are the ones that are going to be affected by this, because the video that I'm talking about is not going to be ready for them. So yeah, not too sure about that. But speaking of subscribers and things like that, I thought I'd just have a quick peek at the analytics so far for the channel and like the effect that this has had on it so far, because so that is a very good suggestion. So possibly out as a playlist released at once sounds good. That, you see, that was the thing. But what my issue with that one though is, because I did think, well, let me just make all of these TubeBuddy videos, and then there is, as I say, what is it, 6, 12? Yeah, it's 15 videos basically. So I thought, well, should I just make all the 15 videos? I could have those all done like today, drop them all out at once in a playlist and say, well, there we go, that's the playlist. The only problem I've got with that, though, is that they will then just suddenly all be appearing in people's timelines. And so if you're sort of scrolling down, it'll be just like, I'll be just everywhere in subscribers' timelines, and that might just get a little bit tedious. I don't know, but it would solve the problem. But then the other thing I thought about that, you can see how I've given some thought to this. The other thing that I thought about that was as well, if there's just like a whole load of videos get dumped at once and they do just appear in everyone's sort of feeds, as it were, then there's not this thing of like, right, here's the video to start with, start at number 1. So I don't know, I'll give it some thought, but yeah, I like the idea of putting out as a whole playlist. I'll give it some more thought. Thank you though for the idea. I'm still wrangling with that. Yeah, it is just, but it makes total sense. It makes total sense to the thing. Oh, thank you. So Bishop Donald's saying to drip it out as well. Yeah, I guess that is the way to do. It's just this little preface. I suppose what I could do is I could have I tell you what I could do. I could have a comment that comes up at the top, like a pinned comment, or even in the description, like next video coming at a certain time. And there's even an automated feature in TubeBuddy that you can you can schedule comments and pin comments. So I could have a pin comment or part in the description to say, next video scheduled to come out at this time. To let people know, and then actually have that be removed automatically by TubeBuddy at the time that the next video comes out. I think I'm gonna go with this way. So let's have a little look, shall we, at these analytics? Because I used to on my weekly live streams, I always used to come and talk about the analytics and like progress towards this 365 videos in a year goal, and then I just sort of changed up the way that I was doing my live streams and trying not to get too distracted. So I haven't really touched on this recently, but if I just come over to my analytics and look at this one, let's change the time frame. This is the last 28 days. Obviously, there's been a bit of an uptick in views and watch time because, there's just been more content going out. Let's put this into a bit of context, though. I always do like to look at the initial one of the lifetime. So this is since I started. In fact, I think the day that I signed up for YouTube was 11th of April. So it's coming up to a year since I actually created my YouTube channel. My first video though was on the 14th. 14th of May. So that's the target that I'm aiming for. And then, yeah, just interesting to see the sort of growth. I've had several different sort of spurts of activity on the channel that have sort of bumped the channel up to a different level in terms of, views and all that sort of stuff. This one here, all these views that we're looking at here around this time, around October last year, that's when I started making shorts, and I put out, I'd actually started doing shorts on, I started doing TikTok videos a couple couple of months previously, and then I just repurposed them all and put them on YouTube as shorts around about here, and got a load of like a spike up in views because of that. Although the actual watch time wasn't drastically more, it was a bit erratic just because of videos going out. Yeah, that's what that sort of little jump up is. And then I had this whole period towards the end of last year, October, November, December, let's carry on January and February as well, where I just had a load of other stuff coming up with work. And so all this here is consistent growth of posting an average of a video a day. And then these were like little bursts where I'd do something, and then you can see how it's quite erratic. It's sort of jumping up and down here, where I was, sort of posting a few videos one week, no videos the next week, and this is how I ended up getting behind, just not being consistent with it. This was then in January where I did sort of find my flow again, and I had a couple of weeks of just posting every day. And then around about the end of February here, this is when I decided that I was going to focus on actually making the channel more like a business. And that is not to say that making the actual channel itself a business, but feeding into a business with things like courses and consultations and stuff like that. So I suppose that's a good point to say. For anyone who's looking for any tech-based consultation with any of the sort of stuff that I cover on my channel, then you can head over to takeonetech.io/consultation and jump on a call with me. So I have quite a lot of calls these days with people who want help with things like Ecamm Live, using Ecamm Live for business, for presentations, using Zoom for business and presentations, or with kind of like Mac automation. So a lot of people that I deal with are business owners or execs looking to basically improve their sort of efficiency and productivity with the Mac for all sorts of different things. But yeah, around the end of February or mid-February was when I decided that I was going to actually really start, using the channel as a vehicle to deliver that, whilst still delivering all of the same content, obviously, to people who just want to watch the stuff on YouTube as well, of course. And so that was that. And so then at the end of February, I spent a lot more time focused on just creating like my Ecamm Live Masterclass, link down below, ecammlivemasterclass.com. And then I'm wrapping up my Zoom course. I've got some other courses to create. So once again, having got back into my consistent flow of creating videos for the channel, I then had a slight change of tack to be creating videos for these courses and things like that. So not so many videos went out, and so you see the views drop. It's quite clear, the correlation. You put out more videos, you get more views. You put out less, and you come down lower. So that's why there was a bit of a lull there. Part of the reason for CEDA is for me to get back into the flow of creating content for the channel, because it's definitely not my intention to be, I've done a load of stuff for the channel, now let's focus on stuff that's behind a paywall. If anything, I want to increase the amount of free content available to everyone on the channel to reach a broader audience. And I know that, if you cast out a wider net, then, you've got more of a chance of bringing people into the things that you're offering as paid products and stuff like that. So, definitely going forward. I always thought that at the end of my 365 days, I mentioned this before, but that I would perhaps reduce from, averaging a video a day to maybe, doing a couple a week or something. But I'm hoping that with CEDA, if it doesn't totally break me, then it will actually have got me into the flow of batching videos, creating batches of videos, and then being able to have those going out on a consistent basis. So potentially just continuing on with the sort of video a day rate that I've been going at, or have been aiming to go at, I should say. In terms of the watch time, that has just leapt up. So this is now sort of the highest that I've ever had it. Whereas although it did spike at these points, this one for views, a lot of these were shorts, as I mentioned before. And so shorts are obviously, by their nature, quite short. Whereas the videos that I've been putting out just recently have been more long form videos. I've been doing the shorts as well, but they've been more long form videos. So there's been a definite spike up in that area as well. And then the subscribers, this is another one. It's really correlates with as you are putting out more content, then, if you're getting more views, you're more likely to have people that are clicking through and subscribing. So around the time sort of mid-February, this was sort of consistently, averaging about 10. So sometimes 7, sometimes 15, sometimes, around about that. So it was averaging about 10 or 12 a day. And then when I sort of stopped posting for the past couple of weeks while I was working on the course material and stuff like that, then it dropped back down to, averaging probably about 5 or something like that. There was this one spike down here. This, I'm guessing, must have been some sort of event where I know intermittently YouTube will go through and just sort of flush out fake accounts and things like that. So I'm guessing that -9 on the 29th of March was that. Either that or let's be honest here, it could have been people saw on social media, holy crap, this guy is about to put out 143 videos in a month. I definitely don't want to be swamped by that. So let me just unsubscribe. There is always that option. It might well have been that. But I don't really pay too much attention to, the odd days here. It's more about the average and the sort of overall growth. So where we're sitting in terms of subscribers at the moment is 1,755. I'm not going to set it as a goal because I don't have any control over it. It'd be nice to see how close we get to the 2,000 mark, though, by the end of the month with CEDA. I don't know if we will quite make it there, but I suppose I should really just prompt people, though, shouldn't I? I should say, if you are finding this useful, I've lost the button now. If you are finding this useful, don't forget to go and like and subscribe. And wouldn't you know, it's not even working. I tell you why that is. That's because, oh, there we go. It's a bit slow on the uptake there. It's because it's a widget overlay, that one is, rather than my regular one. That's what I get for trying to be doing something different. So that is where we're up to, and that is pretty much what I've got to cover off today, because I have now still, as I did yesterday, I've still got quite a bit of catching up to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and finish those TubeBuddy videos. I've decided I will just have them drip out, but I will put them into that organized playlist, and then I'll do something to let people know when the next ones are coming, and then I will try and also see if I can get off my list all of the final few Discord ones that I wanted to do. I was just thinking, when I was talking about playlists, what occurred to me, which I'd sort of forgotten, was that playlists, so where it said series playlists can only contain your own videos, your regular playlists can contain videos from other places. So it just made me think, well, how about making a playlist? Because I've got these 5-6 Discord videos that are just intended to help people get onto Discord if they want to get into my Discord server. Here we go. I'm prompting myself here. I should have been just more on the ball with thinking about this. TakeOneTech.io/Discord. So that's the reason for me doing these other Discord videos. But I could equally just stick, if I knew anybody, I can't think who, but if I knew anyone who did have some great Discord content, then I could actually create a playlist and add them into there to then feed people onto that stuff. If only I knew someone. Anyway, I'll have to think hard and see if I can figure out who that might be. All right, that is all for this stream, though, and I will be back tomorrow with hopefully a bit more of a productive update, but we'll see how things go today. Thanks all for stopping by. Catch you later.